Guys, and welcome back to more Addicted on the Force 9's YouTube channel. Going to continue our Charlton save today, and we're away against the leaders Norwich. So this is not going to be an easy one by any means at all. Our last live commentary, we beat Derby 2-0 in the Boxing Day fixture, and we played 5 games since then. In the process, we advanced to the 4th round of the FA Cup. We beat Hull in a replay at the KC Stadium, which is well, you've got to say that's an upset. Hull are well, they are now in the Championship. Just been they were relegated last season, but we beat them at their stadium in the replay, which is no easy thing to do. Beat Hull at their stadium. It's not easy. Didn't play that great though. Let's go through the games that we played off screen. Then, so our first game we played after the Derby match was away against Huddersfield, and we came out of this 4-3 winners. Early goal for us by Igor Vitakele, 4th minute in. Huddersfield went 3-1 up in the end. Naki Wells and Ashley Barnes scoring to make it 2-1, and then Chris Solly put in his own net in the 40th minute. Didn't impact him though. He actually went on and actually did a really good performance. And considering we conceded 3, our defensive performance is still great, apart from maybe Joe Gomez, who made a few mistakes. So we were 3-1 down, but we bounced back in the second half. Made some substitutes in the second half. Frank Musa, 55th minute, goal for him. And then Captain Johnny Jackson with a goal from open play, which is kind of rare. He usually scores from dead ball situations or set pieces. And then the fullback Marnik Vermeil, who came off the bench for Gomez, also did he? No, he's a left back. Sorry, I was playing him on the left today instead of Wiggins and Fox. He made it 4-3 in the end in the 81st minute. I'm not going to go through goals anymore because it just takes too long, so I'm not going to show you goals anymore. If you don't like that, then let me know in the comments and I might revert to showing goals again. Our unbeaten streak came to an end against Cardiff. Our last league defeat was all the way back at the end of August against Barnsley. But unfortunately, we came undone against Cardiff, lost 4-2. Lee Chung-yong scoring in the 9th minute. Yannick Sagbo getting 2 penalties in the 39th minute and in 62 minutes. We pulled one back in the second half. Lawrence with his first Charlton goal. And then Craig Whiten scored for Cardiff to make it 4-1. And a couple of minutes later, George Tukadine off the bench. And that ended 4-2. So this was a poor defensive performance. Bartolek scored a 5. Gomez 5.8. Onyewu 6.0. So not a great performance. And Julie not really doing a lot either. That was a tough game, that one. And we lost 4-2. Then we played in the FA Cup 3rd round. This was the home game against Hull. We drew this 2-2. Coming back from a 2-0 down. All 4 goals coming in the second half. Forcing a replay, which is good. Joe Pugh and David Mailer got the goals for Hull. George Tukadine came off the bench just before the hour mark. He got 2 goals in the space of 4 minutes. So I was pleased with this. I'm pleased that we came back from 2-2, and then the replay, which I talked about, we won this 3-2. And yeah, well, again, it wasn't a great performance defensively. Henderson 6.1. Onyewu, I subbed him off for Morrison in 67 minutes, and less than 10 minutes later, Morrison actually scored the winner. We were 1-0 up though. Barrow, who's been on really good form at the moment, scored in the 70th minute. Man in the match performance as well, scoring a 9. And then Hull equalised through defender Michael Dawson. And both of their centre-halves scored their goals, which is kind of worrying. Their second goal came from Curtis Davis. This was just before half-time. 5 minutes of first-half injury time there were, because Jelavic suffered a serious injury. He had some broken ribs, is what the injury turned out to be. But there was a lot of injury time in the first half, and Curtis Davis scored in 45 plus 5 minutes to make it 2-1. We came out in the second half. Chuli equalised, and it made it 2-2. And then the substitute, Michael Morrison, with his first goal of the season, 76th minute with a header. So yeah, we beat Hull at their stadium. And in the 4th round, we've drawn Southampton away, which is not going to be easy. How are Southampton doing at the moment? Well, they lost to Chelsea most recently. They've got Middlesbrough and Newcastle coming up. Let's have a look at the table and see how they're doing in the table. They're in 10th place, so they're around the middle of the table. Liverpool are top, which is good to see, and they're 7 points clear, so looking good for them. Watford aren't doing so good, neither are Palace. Watford, of course, promoted via the playoffs because they destroyed us in the playoff semi-final. And then I've got one more game to look at, haven't I? which was against Bournemouth. That was the one, and we won this 3-2. We were 2-0 up. Barrow scoring, and then Chudi scoring in the second half. But Bournemouth pulled it back to 2 each. Theo Robinson and Rodionov scoring, and they made it 2-2. And then 79th minute, I brought Barrow off and put on Igor Vitakele, and he scored 79th minute. Eventual winner, made it 3-2. Lennon had a poor game in this match and only got a 6.1, so I took him off for Onyewu, who didn't do great himself. So yeah, we're not doing too badly. We are kind of off the pace now because we were leading for a time, but then this run here of 4 straight draws, that's 8 points right there that we lost. So that has cost us dear, and now we're in 4th, I believe. Yeah, we are now 4th place. Level on points with Bournemouth with an inferior goal difference. Cardiff 3 points ahead of us in 2nd place on 53. And Norwich, who we faced today at Carrow Road, are 6 points ahead of us. So a win would close that gap to 3. But if Norwich beat us, then that means we are 9 points off 1st place. But there is still some time, there's still 20 league games left to play. So anything could happen. We're in the January transfer window as well. I don't think anything has happened yet. I've signed in a few contracts with people. Guchaniad, I want to try and get rid of him somehow. If not, then he's going to be going at the end of the season. He rejected a contract from these guys, so it seems like he's kind of pricing himself out of a move. In terms of history, only things we've done really is just release. So Zach Answer, I released him on a free in the end. He's now a free agent because I was getting no offers for him. So that's what I'm doing now. If I can't get offers for people, I'm just releasing them. And as I just said, I've got people on new contracts. So having a look at our contracts, people on contracts. So Henderson has just signed a new deal to 2018. He's on £8,000 a week. Chris Solly, here he is now our highest earning player. He earns £10,000 a week now. I signed him to a new deal because he was attracting interest from Premier League teams, including Stoke. So I want to try and keep him on, but I think it's going to be tough to keep him on. If we don't get promoted, then he'll end up getting sold, and I'm hoping to get a decent fee for him. His stats are all going up as well. Look at his attributes. His concentration's rising, so his positioning, technique, marking. So he's on the rise, and this player, if you look at his report, no potential, not really up. Well, he's almost at full potential at 24. So he hasn't really peaked yet. He's still got a few years before he actually peaks, but it looks like he's peaks a little bit early. Key player for the team as well, so that's good to see. So let's go on to today's game. Then we're facing Norwich, who are playing a Rude doesn't have it. Oh, he's making his debut. Espen Rude. Let's see if he does actually get played. Playing kind of a narrow formation, so I want to exploit the flanks with this one. Let's go on that. Exploit the flanks and play wider. Do I want this team or not? What am I going to put? I'm going to put Vetakele on instead of Tukadine. Have him as the complete forwards. I'm going to keep Henderson in goal despite his performance last time round. My defenders, I'm going to go with Gomez and Morrison, and I think I will leave it at that. I'm happy with my bench, so I think I will leave it at that. Harry Linden, sorry. Huber was injured. He's come back recently, but I want to try and keep Henderson in as long as I can, unless he gets injured or if he does really struggle with his performances. So here we go. So looking at Norwich's squad, John Roddy in goal. Tyler Blackett they have. Is he permanent or is he on loan? He's a free transfer. Man United let Blackett run down his contract, and Norwich snapped him up on a free. Good business by him, because Blackett played a few games in Man United. He's really broken through for them. Bennett, Turner and Rude. Anderson, also from Man United. Is that a free transfer or is that a loan? That is also a free transfer. So Norwich really taking advantage of Man United's business. Housen, Redmond, Lotrich, Falk, Van Volswinkel up front. So yeah, and Graben, who got a load of goals last season. I'm not quite sure how many he's got this season. 4. He got 30 league goals last season, and so far he's only scored 4. So I'm wondering whether he's had injuries and stuff. Not a huge amount of injuries, a few weeks here and there, but that's it. Just 4 weeks. So he just doesn't seem to be playing as much, unless he must have more goals than Wolfswinkel. 8. So don't need to be getting as many goals from places. Norwich, we'll see though. Pick up where they left off, absolutely. Because we ended that match good. Well, that was really good grammar there. We ended that game good. I think that's what I said. Something along those lines. So here we go, facing Norwich away. Not going to be an easy one, this. And, well, we've got the ball here in our box, and it's Gudmundsson, and he will clear it up pitch. Only as far as Turner, though. Rude to Falk. And he was I think that was meant to be a cross, but Henderson had to stop it from going in. Norwich with the corner here. Gudmundsson's header bounces off a Norwich player. 5 minutes played. I don't want attacking on. Why is attacking on? We're going to go control fluid. I never think to change that after every game. I'm really stupid. Lotrich here, dispossessed by Jordan Cousins. Passes it to Wiggins. And there's a safe pass back to the goalkeeper Henderson. Goes route 1, finds Vetikele. Well, not route 1, but clears it up there. Finds Vetikele, but it's Norwich with the ball here again. Here's Nathan Redmond. And that shot goes over. First shot of the game, 8 minutes in. Gudmundsson's picked up a knock, which is annoying. He's actually been on a good run at the moment in the first team. Kept Callum Harriott out of the team. But I'm going to keep him on for the time being. Unless he does get bad. Norwich with the corner here. Bennett was almost pretty much in on goal, completely unmarked, and he hit it right at the goalkeeper. Michael Morrison with the ball, clears it out for a throw-in. I'm going to keep Gudmundsson on for now, but if it does get worse, then I'll have to bring on Harriott. Not a bad thing, of course. Harriott isn't a terrible player. So Gudmundsson's on a good run at the moment in the team. No, he's getting lower. I need to take him off. Let's bring on Callum Harriott then. That's a shame. Hopefully it's not a bad injury. Hopefully it doesn't actually roll him out for any time with our cup tie against Southampton looming. But Harriott is now on for Gudmundsson, so that's a forced change we're having to make there. Jackson's been booked. 32 minutes played now. Still 0-0, which is, I guess you could say it's good. I'd love a win to close the gap. We've gone up to third now, so Bournemouth are now trailing. Harriott went for a cross, but it was blocked by Redmond. Here's Falk for Norwich. Lotrich to Redmond. Here's Anderson to Housen. Falk to Van Wolfswinkel. Here he is again. Rude gets the cross. Redmond with a header, and it was held on to by Henderson. Another throw in for Norwich here. Here's Falk to Lotrich. Anderson to Van Wolfswinkel. Redmond. Falk again. Only the one chance for Norwich so far. It hasn't really been the most spectacular of halves. And that was an attempted clearance by Solly, but Van Wolfswinkel tracked it down. Here's Solly again. And that time the clearance does go up pitch. Into first half injury time, been a pretty lacklustre first half. Hasn't been great. But, no goals, which is good. We conceded a lot of goals so far. So, pleased with how things are going. Keep it up. Yep, we'll keep it at that, I think. Wiggins is a 7.0 because he's made a few good crosses and stuff. Jackson to Cousins. And here's Solly. And now Chuli to Barrow. Chuli's had a couple of goals himself past few games, which is good to see for the Spaniard. Had a bit of an off spell, but he seems to have been found his form again. Rude in a lot of space on the right, which is a bit annoying that Wiggins wasn't over there really. Morrison's going to get a card here, and Anderson with a free kick, which goes over. Just the one shot for us so far, which isn't good. Not quite sure why that is. Jackson, our captain, is not doing great. He hasn't been playing that well, really. But we just haven't really been able to move the ball forward. We've only had one shot all game. Here's Jackson to Barrow. That's a shot. It was going wide anyway, but Ruddy held on to it. Why is Vetikele on a 6-2? That's just not good. Maybe we need to change it around a bit. Let's try something like this. Let's move them around. Let's try that. I'm not going to make any substitutes yet. Don't need to. We've already made one. So, Jackson corner. We went over everybody, and here's Rude. And he's found Redmond moving down the left. He hasn't got anyone in the box, but number 18 He went for it himself, Redmond, and the shot was poor in the end. Got an hour has been played now. Rude's had a pretty solid debut. Lorentzen to Anderson. Redmonds. Morrison tackles him. Bennett. Jackson wins the ball. Chuli. We need to change Vetakele. He's just not doing it. He's completely missing out there. George Tukadine. On you come. Simon Church. I want to try and sell him as well, because he has not played in a little while. And he's just not good enough. He's pretty rubbish. Jackson is exhausted now, but 65 minutes played. I don't want to... How did that go in? Oh, it was offside. Okay. It went in, but it was disallowed. Lewis Graben, I wasn't sure if he actually touched it, but he was in an offside position, so maybe he obstructed play. Blackett with the ball, and there's Redmonds. Now, he was a good 3 or 4 yards offside, and it looks like he did get a touch to it. So it's a good call by the assistant there. 69 minutes played, still no goals, but it's been... First half was pretty lacklustre, but it's been a bit more lively of a second half. 70 minutes played now. I'm now going to take off Jackson, and I'm going to bring on Frank Musa. And he's going to be roaming playmaker. We're going to keep the mentality the same, because we haven't conceded yet, which is good, but Norwich have had shots. Can't say the same for us, really. Anderson, that was a weak effort. Henderson holds on to it. I think we need to start maybe going with counter, because maybe that will let us get some shots away. Grab him this time, and Henderson, another good save. He's done very well this game. He's really redeemed himself from his last game. Falk with a corner. Musa with a header away. Bennett will chase it down. Finds Falk again, and this time it's Chuli with a header. Tyler Blackett to Anderson. Two former Man United men linking up there. Johnny Housen to Anderson now, and he's brought down by Chuli, and no card, okay. Anderson will take the free kick and bends it wide. 75 minutes played, still no goals. Lorentzen to Falk now, and Henderson another save. Murphy dispossessed by Chris Solly. Now can we counter? Solly keeps the ball. He's found Tukadine, who finds Harriet. And Harriet needs to start moving forward here. He's trying to, but Rude is stopping him. Passes it back to Wiggins. Tukadine was offside. Ruddy with a free kick. Headed away by Morrison. Chuli trying to put through Tukadine, but it wasn't a great pass. Lewis Graben now. Thought it might have been brought down, but it was no foul. Henderson with another great save. Henderson's kept us in this. Still no goals. And another save by from Housen. Tukadine, I think, put it out for a throw-in, but this has been an excellent performance by Henderson. Royce Wiggins with an 8.2 as well. Here's Cousins to Tukadine. To Wiggins. That was a poor pass. Now Henderson needs to clear it out. He holds on to it. We've made our changes, so we just need to try and wind that clock down. Now, I'll take a 0-0 draw. No, it's not the most spectacular viewing in terms of YouTube, but in terms of my save, I will take a 0-0 draw against the leaders away. That's a good performance. Here's Lewis Graben. And Henderson, after all that time, and then you went and did that. Apparently, we think it's offside. Let's see. After all that time, you decide to come off your line and leave your goal wide open. Why would you do that? But why would the game make that error? Why would the game make the team make that error? After such a good performance, why? That's just does not make sense. Now, come on, I want to see the replay. I want to see if he's offside, and if he is, I'm going to snap. Morrison's been sent off. He must have been sent off for dissent. He looked offside. Morrison must have got a second yellow card for dissent. I don't believe this. You've got to be kidding me. Right, I'm going to put Jordan Cousins to a halfback now. That's not... What? Morrison, that must have been a yellow card for dissent. I can't think of anything else that would be. After the goal, we're now down to 10 men, and now we're losing. 92 minutes played. They've got a throw in here of Norwich. Falk to Graben. Anderson. Clears it away. That's full time. That's annoying. Why? I don't even know what to say. If that was for Descent, then I'm going to be... That is just stupid. It was stupid. He must have known he was on a yellow card. Right. There's no way of finding out what the card was for, is there? I'm going to assume that it was for Descent, because it was after a goal and he looked offside. Now, I want to know if I get to say that. If I get to say, oh, the goal was offside. No. He's been given a 2-match ban, though. Why is that? Why is he going to be given 2 matches? Was that his second red card? That was his second red card in the league, so he's got a 2-match ban now. I'm going to fine him. I don't know if that was for... Was it for a Dissent? Ungentlemanly conduct in the closing stages. Okay, I'm guessing. I'm going to guess that means Dissent. Yeah, they didn't really put away a lot of their chances, Norwich, did they, either? 11 shots on target. Henderson, other than that goal, which was just a stupid error, had a really, really good game. But then there was just that one... It was just that one error. So 5 clear-cut chances for Norwich. We only had 2 shots on target all game and no real chances at all. So I wasn't expecting us to score goals, but a 0-0 draw I would have absolutely taken. But now we are really off the pace in the Championship, and we're 9 points off the top spot after that. We're still in 4th place. Bournemouth and Cardiff, how did they do in the end? Bournemouth did win in the end after going behind. Cardiff also won, so yeah, that's not going to be easy. So now we're 6 points off automatic promotion, which is what I want to try and aim for this season. But as I said, there's still a lot of games to be played. There's still a lot of football to be played. We're going to look forward to the FA Cup 4th round in the next game. And our next live commentary, I'm thinking of doing the Blackburn game. We've got Millwall coming up. And we've got another game against Hull. That could be fun. Now I'm hoping we still get some games in the cup. So what I might do the Blackburn game. We'll see though. So provisionally I'm going to go with Blackburn. But if I do change my mind, I'll let you know on my Twitter. And that game will be coming out hopefully on Tuesday. Where I have a day off. Today is a Saturday night. I'm recording this. I've just finished my... Well, not just, but this morning, finished my 11th consecutive day at work. So, I think I'm going to have a few drinks now. So yeah, stay tuned. Next episode will probably be about Blackburn, but I will let you know if that changes. Hopefully we can keep going in the cup, but I'm not expecting us to beat Southampton away, really. Premier League team. I'm not expecting us to get a result there. I'm not too fussed if we lose. But yeah. But Barnsley coming up, we should be winning that. Wolves and Brentford away isn't going to be easy. How are they doing? Wolves are in 10th. Brentford are down towards the bottom. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to end this off here, guys. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.